Morning everyone, it's the 3rd of June 2022. Up at the allotment again, having the old cup of coffee as usual, and then I'm going to pop over into the growing area, take a look around and see what needs doing. Now I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do today, so you're just basically going to need to follow along and find out, and I'll find out as well. As always, I just want to say many thanks for all your subscriptions, likes, comments and dislikes. The subscription is going up really nice. We might get to the 1,000 mark before the end of the year. I think we're at about 979, I think, the last time I looked. So that's really good. So come on, if you haven't already subscribed but you do watch the channel, please take a second to just hit that subscribe button. It only takes a few seconds. It's totally free. Hit the little bell icon, select all, and it will let you every time I put up a new video and you can follow me along. Thanks for all your support, guys. I really do appreciate it. Hi guys, this barrel is now 3/4 full after 2 days. So it's now time to start moving some of this into here. But as you can see, we're on a level. So how are we going to do that? This is a tip I learned from Teddy King, who in turn learned it from someone else. So I'm just going to show you now how I'm going to start transferring this into here. Then when we get this one nearly the same height, we'll transfer from there into there and so on. So I'll get started. The first thing you're going to need is a length of hose pipe, and pretty much just measure it up and over so that it's somewhere near the bottom, preferably on the bottom, or even a little extra length. And then all we're going to do is dunk this in water fully, push all the air through it so that it's full of water. Leave one end in the barrel, bring the other over with the thumb over the end till it starts pouring out and sucking the water out of that barrel. So let's give it a go and see what happens. Right, so basically I haven't got my tripod with me, so I couldn't actually show you me doing this. But basically just put the whole coil of your length of hose pipe into the water, all the air bubbles come out, thumb over the one end underwater, quickly bring it over and drop it down as low as you can and let the water start to pull through. And then as you can see, we're now siphoning the water from here into this one, and it will just do the job itself. So I just pulled some more of this garlic yesterday, and as you can see the size of it, it's really good. Now the reason I pulled this is because it started to get scapes on, but I'm sure this is a hard neck variety, and this was supermarket garlic from 2 years ago, and I kept some seed back and we re-sowed it, and you can see, considering we're supposedly a month early, 3 weeks early, this is done really well. The garden is finished. I've even finished these beds off here now. And for now I've just sat this frame in here until I get it dismantled. But I'm actually going to build this probably into a permanent brassica cage. But we took off the surface weeds, threw down a load of cardboard and filled it up with compost. I must admit I am rather pleased with this year's garlic harvest. Now it's only the first week in June, but basically I've pulled these now. Mainly it's not rust, but the leaves were starting to turn a little yellow, just in places, but more importantly I wanted the bed, and considering we've pulled these early, I'm really pleased with this harvest. So that's both of these harvested now, garlic beds. I've now put my leeks in and filled this bed with just a few lettuces. We've used the new bed and we've got 6 more broccoli in there, covered over with the framing. 2 spare lettuces and a rhubarb chard planted up the side. A spare lettuce there, found a gap. Now planted out the French beans, dwarf French beans these are. So they'll only grow about 18 inches, but they crop prolifically. Some are obviously better than others, but we've planted them anyways, and we'll see how they go. These are the ones that I put in as a second sowing to test the seed, and it transpires they germinated. So we could have a lot of dwarf French beans this year. They are also dwarf French beans with a gap filler of a few lettuce. So, productive morning. And what I'm going to do with this bed is I've got a few first and second early potatoes left, and I'm going to plant them in here. Right, that's this bed all harvested as well now. You get a lot of garlic in this bed, and it grows garlic well, this bed. It's going to get a good few bags of compost on this year, ready for next year. But for some reason the soil stays damp but drains really well. Now, like I said, this is supermarket garlic, bought 2 years ago. Then last year I kept the biggest bulbs, and when I bought the supermarket garlic it was only that sort of size, guys. I kept the biggest bulbs last year and replanted, and this year they're even better. And it isn't just that one, they're all of a fairly good size. 30 minutes later, there we go, all weeded, ready for something else. It's quite a haul of garlic, that. We'll leave them there, we'll string them up through the week. We thinned the turnips out, like I said, and I've now just planted 9 Charlotte potatoes in here. Right, rather than wait with the kestrel for the first earlies to come out, I've used this bed. We might as well get it put into production, and we can use all the potato beds for other things when they're lifted, of course. So I might as well get this one started instead of it sitting empty. So all the kestrel that was left are in here. There's 2. And as you see, all the girls out, all settled down and mixing together now, and laying the socks off. Well, so the new hens are definitely well on lay now. All of them must be laying by now. This is just one day's lay. There must be 17 eggs in there, at least. It looks like I'm going to need about 10 wheelbarrows to harvest the dwarf French beans. The packet of seeds that I thought was duff, and I planted the rest of the packet into those into the raised bed over there, and in the other little bed in the corner. Every one's germinated. So I've got about 40 dwarf bean plants dotted all. 2 children's paddle pools, pink, only colour they had left. And I'm going to make 2 wildlife pond areas with those, so you'll need to follow along to see how and what we're going to do with those. And then I'm just going to give you a look in the polytunnel at how everything's coming along, just since the last time you had a look, and it's turning into a jungle, as you can see. I'm absolutely loving these planters, the tomato halos. As you can see, the tomatoes are extremely healthy. There's no burning, no drying out. They're just really, really thriving in here. And I only water everything in here once a week or twice if we do get several days of hot weather. And I basically just half fill these halos, and that's all they get in a week. But once a week as well they get a mix of Tomorite feed, and they just get between these plants one watering can between them, spread out, and that's for the tomatoes on this side and the tomatoes on the other side. And sorry, tell a lie, it's 2 watering cans, because I give the peppers a feed with it as well, and I give the aubergines a feed with it. And as you can see, these things, it's just turning into a jungle. You can see all the flowers just get a little drop of water once a week, because these are really deep beds and they've got the roots down. Now when they're finding their own water under these no dig beds, and at this moment in time I'm pleased to say the mole hasn't uprooted anything in here yet. I've found it in the path, mounding the paths up again over the last few days, but thankfully it hasn't done. And another melon at this end, as you can see, also growing along really well. And we need to get these other branches, and you can see the flowers on this as well. We need to get these some more, another couple of strings from this washing line here hung down, and string those up as well. My intentions are to take that one across this framing, and then we can hang nets, if we get any fruit, hang nets for to take the weight of the melons. Again, this cucumber, it's nearly as tall as me now. And again we've got one here that was 2 and amalgamated into one. And we'll start taking these off now to let the ones above come, but you can see loads and loads and loads of cucumbers, and they're just ongoing. Right, hopefully you enjoyed the little tour of seeing what else I've been up to. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm basically going to finish off here today and say thanks for your company. If it's your first time here, think about hitting that subscribe button, then select the little bell icon, select all, and it'll alert you every time I put up a new video, if you want to follow me along. As always guys, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, be practical, and keep yourselves out of harm's way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.